This is Channel 5 Avid News, and I am Jasmine Arosba, and today's segment is about college concerns. Now to the studio with Nikki and Loden.
Hi, I'm Nikki Latimer.
And I'm Loden.
And today we are coming at you live to show you some of the student concerns at college. So here we go live to the University of California, Irvine, where we will interview some people and get their personal opinions and advice.
Now going live with Betty and Edith interviewing college students about studying, keeping up in class, time management, paying for a college job, homesickness, social life and parties, friends and relationship, and stress.
We're live at University California, Irvine. We're here to ask some students some questions about being a college student. Hi, I'm Betty Martinez, and I'm live at UCI with...
Enoch Chow.
What grade are you in?
I am a first year at UCI.
Alright. We're going to ask him some questions about time management. How do you prioritize your time?
I typically do all my homework before thinking about attending club events or social events.
Alright. How do you keep other less important things from distracting you?
I typically just go to a study hall or study room or something like that, somewhere like away from because I live in a hall right on campus in a hall. So then I try to get away from my friends, so I don't have distractions.
Alright. Any advice you would give people who will be freshman college students next year?
Yeah, go to class.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, this is Edith, and this is
Jake.
Jake. Okay, I'm gonna ask you two questions. Is that alright? Okay. When do you make time for friends and other important relationships?
Usually I try to hang out with friends and stuff on the weekends. Usually on the weekdays I'm usually busy with school and work and stuff like that. So usually on the weekends when I go to my friend's house or spend time doing other things like hobbies, stuff like that. But during the weekdays I'm usually busy doing work or school. So yeah, usually on the weekends is my time. It's when I spend time with friends and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. What about how do your friends and other relationships affect your studying habits?
I wouldn't say it's negative. Like I said, I usually kind of keep time separate from school and from hanging out. So if I'm busy with schoolwork, then obviously I won't hang out with my friends. So I kind of prioritize that. But I wouldn't say it affects it negatively at all. So yeah, I kind of keep them separate. So if I'm busy with schoolwork, I would just keep focusing on that. And then if I have free time, I would go hang out with friends. So yeah.
Cool. Alright, cool.
Hi, I'm live with... Okay, we're gonna ask you some questions about homesickness. What do you do when you miss home?
I call my family FaceTime.
FaceTime. What is it like when you go home? When you go back home?
It feels the same. I mean, there's some things that I have to keep up with, but the same.
Alright. Do you prefer staying at school or being home?
I don't really mind
Where do you come from?
Probably
Alright. Where do you come from?
LA.
LA. Do you live on campus?
Yeah, I'm living in Newport right now.
Okay.
Cecilia. So talking about stress, I'm gonna ask you two questions and then you can answer however you like.
Sure.
Okay. Is college stressful?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How do you manage your stress?
The best way I found of managing my stress is over time learning ways not to become too identified with your stress levels, because stress is a part of life. You may cause yourself a lot of stress, ironically, in the long run if you can't learn to cope with certain levels of stress. That being said, you need to learn the difference between acceptable stress and unacceptable stress and what your stress is trying to tell you. So for me, I know something is worth stressing about if it's meeting my long-term goals that I set for myself and it's for a goal that I really want. But if it is for something that I do not in my core care about, then I noted that it's unacceptable stress. So for instance, and you have to assess whether what you want is what you want or if it's something that other people have pressured you to do. So for instance, and also you have to learn to be accepting of imperfection and accepting of who you are at any given moment. Because college is stressful because in high school you have an idea of yourself perhaps as a certain, so in high school you think of yourself a certain way. You define yourself by your friends, what you do, and your extracurriculars. And then college is stressful because you don't know who you are anymore outside of that context. You define yourself by the context that you're in. So when you go to college, it's a great way to finally redefine yourself and find out what exactly do you care about. And that process takes years. So there's never a moment where I'm not completely, So I think the best way to think about stress is that it's something that is always going to be a part of your life, but it's also temporary. There will be times when you will feel a lot of stress, and that's okay. It's okay to be stressed out. When it's not okay is when whatever is stressing you out is keeping you from having good mental health. So, for example, in college, it's really easy to over-prioritize your grades sometimes. It's really, really important to have good grades, but your mental health always comes first. So I think that takes some trial and error to learn, but eventually you learn which areas of your life are worth the stress, and then determine whether, for some people, stress is good for them. For some people, it motivates them. Like for me, I am not very good at managing my time, and I'm trying to be better about that. But just to realize that it's an ongoing process, and you must be very patient and non-judgmental of yourself, and you must also be really non-judgmental of other people who make mistakes, because we all make mistakes. And then I think the other really big source of stress in college is thinking that you have to do it all. And the majority of the time you're not going to have all the answers, so learning that it's not a weakness to ask for help or to talk to other people, or even being honest about how you feel. Like I used to feel unable to tell people I was stressed out because I thought it was a personal failing. But I've learned lately that we're all human beings and we all feel stress. And you realize that as you get older and as you leave high school and go to college and into the workforce, the more you realize that the human experience is universal, then it's much more easier to handle. And the fact that you're stressed out is not a personal failing. And you should never compare yourself to others. But that's a lot easier said than done. So I'm not like the expert on stress, but this is just what I know after some years of experience. So, yeah.
And what grade are you?
I'm a grad student.
Grad student? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, no
We're
problem.
live with,
Yesenia Gallegos,
and you're
a sophomore at UCI.
all right. And we're gonna ask her some questions about social life and partying.
I don't know who
Are you part of a fraternity or sorority?
No.
No? Okay. What type of social life did you envision in high school?
I went to a small high school. It was like a 90 class graduate school, so there was like really no social life.
All right. What is it really like in college to have a social life?
So you kind of have to find a balance between your studies and having friends over, because my first quarter I really messed up. They can really distract you, so you just kind of have to manage your time wisely. And I mean, you shouldn't like just study, because then like you'll probably like get really sad and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's about balancing your time, and yeah.
Is there any advice you would give freshman college students who will be?
Well, the first year should be kind of easy, so you can take it pretty relaxed. After that, you should really focus on what to like accomplish and try to like know what major you want, because after the second year, you should already kind of have an idea. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Everybody and you're with?
Matt Hankey.
Okay, so we're asking a question about study. Okay, how long do you study?
Every week, probably solid 6 to 8 hours a day, other than class time.
Okay. Do you study alone or with a group?
It really depends. I'm in engineering and I'm a third year student, so most of our big projects end up being group projects where you have to study with a group. And most of our professors actually encourage group studying because they care about making sure that you learn the material, and studying in a group is definitely very effective in that way. You just need to make sure you study with the right group of people as opposed to studying with some of your best friends and not getting anything done. But studying in a group is definitely one of my favorite ways to learn.
Okay, do you have any advice for incoming freshmen?
do your homework like before it's due. Like I always wait, you know, we get it on Wednesday and it's due in a week on next Wednesday, and I wait till Tuesday or Wednesday morning to do it. If you actually take your time out of your day to do your homework and understand it instead of just trying to find the answer for it, you'll do a lot better on tests. And like homework, people in high school, homework was like half your grade, you know. In college, it's 5 or 10% of your grade. So most people just think they can skip out on it, but that's always what's on your midterms and what's on your finals is literally exactly what your homework is. So do your homework.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, Irvine. And we're here with some international students, and we're going to ask them about what their experience is like. So, what is it like being an international student?
Very fun.
Very fun?
Yes, it's very fun.
Okay. We're going to ask him a question. How is it different?
Yeah, American student is really eager to studying than Japanese students. I say.
Alright.
Americans university is bigger,
Bigger?
larger
Okay.
than Japanese university. So I'm surprised at this scale.
Oh, okay. Anything you would like to add?
The study is very difficult for me
Oh, it's difficult.
than in Japan.
Oh, okay.
English is very difficult.
Alright. Anything else you would like to add?
There are many people who can speak English, such as Chinese or Taiwan, the student from Taiwan. So we Japanese are less speaker of English. So it's very fun.
What about you?
I think American loves university parkour. Yeah, we don't hear that so much in Japan.
Alright. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. So we're here with
Siddharth?
Okay. Have you ever missed a class?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what do you do when you miss a class?
So if I miss a class, I'll normally go immediately to the website, check the lecture slides, see if those are posted with answers, and I will review those if I missed. Or if I'm just missing class and it's not something I can make up immediately, I'll either go to discussion or like if you can sign up for a LARC class, I do that. And just do extra practice outside of class to make sure you don't miss anything you should understand for your tests.
Okay. And do you go to your professor's office like after exam?
Office hours are important, go to them. Don't not go to them, you should go to them.
Okay.
Very important.
Yeah. Thank you.
My name is Province.
And we're gonna ask them some questions about having a job and being a college student. Do you work?
I do work.
Okay. How many hours do you work typically?
In 1 week I work probably 25 hours.
On campus?
No, it's off campus.
Alright. How do you balance your work and school?
It's pretty tough. My work is accommodating and helps me schedule my hours around my class times, so it happens to just work out.
Thank you.
Wow, what great interviews. Now today we'll go on to the weather.